I keep saying, I'm like, I wish I was a comic in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
I look like I should be, first of all. I belong in the 80s. I don't know why I'm not there. Hello, look at me. I look and sound like I've been smoking in a Legion Hall for 45 years. Like, put me back in the 80s where I belong. And I'm like, not to do the clips? You kidding me?
Yeah, no
What
way.
the heck?
Have you ever had a dream that you had to do so much you could do anything?
Absolutely right. And I can't roll my bags out from the airport like here into the house. Mel, my wife, who is also Bulgarian.
Yes, yes.
French, Canadian. No, you're not French. You're Canadian. Though.
Canadian,
You're not
Canadian
French,
Bulgarian.
Canadian
yeah.
Bulgarian.
Yes.
Canadian Bulgarian, not French. I'll roll in like my fucking things from the airport, and she cleans them off like they're dog's paws during the pandemic. She's like, I don't need that in here.
Honestly, though, I'm like, why haven't I done that? You're slopping around city to city and flopping around the wheels. It was gross.
Oh no, I think we just lost Steph. Okay, no worries.
It's very gross. And I don't want to bring up the dog, but did you used to wipe off the dog's paws?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
During the pandemic, there was a time where she was Mel was killing it, bro. Mel was like wiping down the groceries. She was you know, kind of going through that whole vibe of just like, you know, we don't know what this is yet.
Yeah.
Is it airborne? Can it be? Is it a sexual transmit? We don't know.
Yeah. Wait, were we worried about that? Because I was having a lot of sex. If that's what we were worried about, I'm like, I never got COVID. So actually, to be honest, I think it was the opposite. If you were fucking, you don't get COVID. I don't know if about you guys, but I was fucking strangers.
If you're facing the same direction sexually, it's fine.
Okay.
So I'm talking,
okay.
I'm talking reverse cowgirl.
Okay.
We're talking, I think doggy. What do I say?
Yeah.
Think doggy. No, definitely doggy.
Yeah.
I feel weird saying doggy.
Is there something weird, something different you call it? Puppy? Let's do puppy tonight. That's so much creepier.
Let's do rescue.
I can't say that in this town because I don't have a rescue and people get very upset.
But you do have a pet that you got from a breeder.
I purchased good money.
I don't blame you at all.
Golden retriever. And guess what? She's a golden retriever. I'll tell you. But in the pandemic, I still don't. This is going to be so gross. I don't even wash my fruit. I don't wash my berries. I don't want the drips all over the fridge. I'm not washing them. I'm eating berries. Mel's gonna be sick. I'm eating berries straight. I'm getting out of the parking lot. I'm cracking that thing open like I'm just like a fucking grizzly in the middle of the Trader Joe's parking lot, just scarfing back raspberries and blueberries. I've never washed my berries. Is that bad?
The healthiest, disgusting habit I've ever seen. Like that's me with like In-N-Out, but you do it with berries. That's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
But I totally understand. You know that napkin that you have to put underneath this shit?
I'm not doing that. I don't have time for that. You have napkin time? Who's got napkin time? I don't have time to paper towel, fold it, let it sit there, take it out again, put a new one in. What are we doing? It's too much. Mel's actually going to throw up right now. She's like, I'm going to go outside. My shoes are going to be fully scrubbed outside in the hallway in a bag. She's going to be like, you're not allowed back at my home.
Yeah, you're the first guest we did room service for while she was in the hotel. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done room service where you still want room service but you're in the room? Have you ever done that at a hotel on the road?
No.
Where you are in the room and they're like, this is the only time we can do it, but you're in the room.
I see. They want to turn down.
It is so awkward.
You've done this and you stayed there?
I've stayed there and they're like cleaning stuff. I could not take it.
What?
A matter of just seconds went by before I started helping.
What?
I was like,
why wouldn't you just leave?
I don't know.
Like, go for a walk, 10 minutes. They don't need that long.
And then I just feel guilty. Like I don't want to see it. You know, I know you're gonna clean the room, but if I see that you started, you know what I mean, and then I just leave. Well, peace out. You know, I'm like a dad who just found out who got the test back. I'm like, I can't do this. Like I'm not.
You should just waited in the closet. That would have been better. Just on your phone. Well, I'm in the closet again. Yeah, they're here. I don't know why I won't just leave the room. I don't really get.
I love that you think I would be making.
You're just FaceTiming your wife from the closet. That's exactly what I picture you doing. Just feeling so ashamed doing it. I don't get it that much on the road because if I'm there for 3 days, I make my own bed in the morning. First thing I do, I wake up, especially
Even
hotels.
if it's a hotel, really?
I always make my bed.
That's insane stuff.
It's gross. You're leaving slop and like. Especially in the road, I like having it. You come in, it looks clean.
Okay, so there's a thing. There's that make your bed every day book. Is that where you got that from?
No, I don't read. Is there a make your bed book? I've never. What is that what it is? Every day it's like this is how different ways to make your bed. No, thank you. Unless there's photos, I have no interest in. No, every morning it's the first thing I do. Wake up, pee, take the dog for pee, make the bed. A lot of piss has to come out first.
Yeah,
Two animals need to piss. We both pee on the front lawn, which the neighbors don't love. And then we come inside.
I can't change the sheets on a full bladder. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't. I got to make the bed. I got to be comfortable making the bed. I don't want to be doing it when I'm annoyed. Because when I was in high school, I never did. When I was a kid, I never did. But now I'm like, I have a clean house. I think it's a very Eastern European thing as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mel, for me, Mel and I, we were just the best, like, we just aligned in terms of cleanliness.
Okay.
And she's very, very clean. I'm clean, but that's something that I think likes about me. I'm not like a super dude where I'm just like, yeah, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine, babe. Come on, I'll get it Friday. You know what I mean? Where you're like, it's.
So do you do your dishes and stuff? Like when you first started dating, were you like, you had your dishes clean? It's not like a clean kitchen, because that's always like the go-to. Oh, I'm single now, so I'm on a fucking tear. So I slept with a guy that has 2 roommates last week, and I shouldn't have done it, and I wish I didn't, but I was sitting on the toilet, and it was so disgusting, and I went, don't look in the shower, and then I opened the shower, and I was like, mold, every corner, every tile, hairs, pubes all over the bottom, and I was like, well, I can't stay here, I have to leave.
Jesus.
So gross.
You're always peeing, and so many stories
I pee a lot. Is not everybody else? Are you guys holding it in for hours? What are we doing here? You gotta be peeing.
No, I think it's just that you remember all the times that you're peeing.
Maybe so that's the problem. Is that weird? Maybe I'm peeing so infrequently that the few times I am doing it, I'm like, oh my God.
You're making so many memories.
I'm peeing once every 4 days. That's what everybody else is doing, right? That's the normal amount to pee. I think I just remember really gross things and they're related around, or clean things.
So wait, did you end up hooking up with this guy? Or?
Yeah, that's why I was peeing.
Yeah,
you gotta do the after piss, which I really want to. I don't think enough people are doing this, and it's for both parties, every party, whatever you are, whatever you identify as. There's a hole down there, and piss must come out after you've had sex. Yeah, and that's it.
UTIs. Been there, done that. I got one from a bidet. A bidet.
A bidet.
I got one from a bidet. Yeah.
How did it get in your pee hole?
I don't know. Maybe that it got from the other side. I don't know how it got. Is it the same hole, like butthole and pee? And is it? So I don't know.
No,
what I'm saying,
I don't know.
I got it. I know for a fact that I got a UTI in Hawaii from a bidet. I was in a fancy hotel. Oh. Okay. I have so many hotel stories, and you have so many pee stories. Yeah. This works so this works a lot. We're around the same area.
Yeah.
So I'm in a hotel in Hawaii, and there's this feature where you press like a button and it goes zzz. It's like, it was an electric one. It wasn't like a European one, which is like
out. Okay, yeah.
You know, when you press one in Europe, it feels like they built it and they crafted it and somehow and it's not electric, but it is. But whatever. But in Hawaii, this one was so like it felt commercial. It just felt like they plug and play each and every one of these into the thing. So I pressed the button and it went zzz, and then it went and I was on the toilet for the rest of I was on the toilet for a few hours. That was 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. It cut into our Hawaii plans because I was trying to pee. I could not pee.
Oh, fuck. Was it like a wedding thing? Were you on like a honeymoon or something?
Yeah, no, we were doing the Hawaii theater in Honolulu.
Oh, okay.
We stayed like an extra few days before. We're not gonna just go do the gig in Hawaii.
No. You need to be taking advantage of the Hawaii situation here. Yeah.
That would be weird if I'm just like, just driving around doing press. Oh, this is annoying.
Yeah. God, I hate Hawaii. Because it feels like, I'm assuming feels the same for guys and girls, where it's like that sharp knife pain and nothing comes out. Yeah.
So peeing after sex is what is your PSA stuff?
That's a PSA. Yeah. If I have a PSA, piss essay. Piss essay. I tried. I tried. That's not clever at all. It's so stupid.
Peeing after sex is super important, kids. Mm-hmm. So.
Do you have kids listening to this? What's the age? You are sitting in a banana chair and I am sitting in a softball. So this feels like we're on a weird kids.
It does, but like this thing feels older
this is
daunting.
Older. Yeah, it's like the background's super cool, but then you come here and it's like, what are we doing here?
Who's here before?
Yeah. Who's here before? Who's actually listening and watching this? And then at the end, you just make me sing the ABCs, and I was like, oh, that checks out. That's what we're doing here. We are doing a full kid show. Yeah.
And then the softball was from I had a softball injury when I was 20. And so we were like, all right, we're going to come up with 2 chairs.
Okay.
And
So it is made for this.
Yeah, we had them made for it.
Oh shit!
Cool, right?
You got chair podcast money. Wow, that's a whole new level of fucking shit. That's insane. And the sign. I mean, this is like. Did somebody make this out of glass? What is this?
Yeah, it's made out of I don't know, mosaic or
shit. This is crazy. No, this is insane. This is all built up. Now, then what's the banana then?
I have a tough time saying the word, so I always say Nana, and it's like it's like an inside thing with our audience. They know for whatever reason that I can't say it, and they like to exploit that, I guess.
Oh, that seems kind of
fucked up.
mean.
No, it's fucked up.
What the hell?
No, it's fucked up. I can't.
That doesn't seem.
It's
nice.
Up. No, and at every show I'll do, I get someone who yells out. They'll say it. They'll say banana, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, it takes. It's just I have to like
think about it.
Yeah, it's like it's just I don't know, and I honestly think it's because I didn't say it one time. I couldn't say it one time.
Okay.
And then someone was like, oh. And then now it's in my head. I'm like, oh, I just that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like anything. It's like you built it up in your head.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes it becomes so much about not fucking up that thing that everything just gets fucked up.
Isn't it wild what your brain can do with shit like that?
Yeah.
Like you can really convince yourself something so insane. Like I'm getting a tattoo removed right now, and I've never had one removed before, and I have a lot of really stupid ones. So I got myself so hyped up in this chair, and all the girls at work, they were so much younger than me, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm just like, it's gonna hurt really bad." And they're like, "Okay, well," I'm like, "Can you give me an example of what it feels like?" Like, it's gonna feel like 100 elastic bands flicking at the same time. I'm like, "Well, I don't like that feeling. That's bad feeling." So they iced it. They're like, "Okay, right." I'm like, "No, ice it for longer." So I made them get another ice pack and ice it for longer, and they did it, and I was like, "Oh, that was it?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, and it was done in like 20 seconds. I'm like, "Oh, I'm a baby." Like I really hyped it up, and they were like, "Yeah." And then I got done. I was like, "That's nothing."
I heard it was excruciating.
No, it's 20 seconds. Literally 20 seconds.
But you have to go in sessions.
Yes, every like 8 weeks, whatever it is, because your skin has to heal after. Even though the first round, it looks like something may have happened down there. Can't tell. This looks the exact same. I'm like, it actually looks identical to how it looked when I first went in. Yeah, because I want to cover it up, but I have to lighten it before I cover it. Do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, I do. I have 2.
Okay.
I have one here. I have a matching tattoo with my wife, and then I have a lion that's right over here.
See, you did the matching tattoo with the wife. See, I fucked up.
That was the first one. Yeah.
And I've done 2 matching tattoos with 2 men. Both men turned out to be bad people.
Yeah.
And now we got to cover the second one up. So it's like another lesson for the kids. Learn from your first mistake. Maybe if you get one tattoo with somebody, it doesn't work out, don't do it again.
Fool me once. Yeah, this is on you, Steph.
This is on me big time.
I feel bad for you about the first guy.
The first one was stupid. The second one, the first one I was also drunk. The second one, I was very sober, very aware of what was happening. And there was a part of me that was like, I shouldn't do this, should I? And here we are. Here we are, $1,000 later, getting it removed.
My favorite Steph Tolev story is this one that I'm about to tell.
I didn't know we had a story of
I do. Well, we did a show at the store last year together, and this was right when they had just changed like bookers, and the booker was just trying to see everybody, see what's going on or whatever. And then I walk into the belly room where the show is.
Okay.
We're both on the lineup, and then the host is on stage, and I think he's like doing this on the stool, and he's like, duh, like that, and no one's laughing, and like that's what I walk into. I walk into on stage, and the host is like, duh, and I'm like, duh, right? And that's what porn's about, or whatever this stupid fucking premise is. And I come on stage and no one's laughing. I come into the room, no one's laughing, and so that's my first. Like I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be this kind of like show or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was excited because there were friends of mine who were on the show. You were on the show, and it just you went up I think just before me, and it was one of those things where I think you had to get to another spot, and so it was originally I was going to go before you, and you were like, hey, I have another spot or whatever, and then we switched.
Okay.
And what hadn't happened, it had been like 4 or 5 comics, and what hadn't happened in the room was it felt like the audience was just waiting for like a comedian to go on stage and just like be a funny comedian, just go on stage and like fucking whatever. And you go on stage and just fucking rip. Like it was an amazing set. You just fucking like, and they were just laughing, and I was like, oh, thank God. And so then I went on stage afterwards, and I was like, I was just like, was a good set, right?
Like so nervous and thrown off.
Yeah,
by
I've
for
never.
no
yeah,
reason.
Well, here's why. It's like I've never. It's not that I haven't followed somebody who's crushed before. It's just that it was just such a crush from where the room
Okay.
was. Like it was like down here, and then you went on stage. Oh, and like if you're not ready for like you don't like if you're not ready for you, or even if you are, it's great. Like either way, you know what I'm saying? Like you fucking just it just went. You just went on stage, and then like you're talking about like you know, people hacking people's phones and stuff, and how you were like, you look at like all you look is at porn, so they're just seeing your angle.
Oh,
they just
yeah,
see
I forgot
this.
about that joke.
Yeah, it's such a good joke. It's
Yeah,
so
bring them
funny.
back.
It's so funny. But my point is like you just destroyed, and I go on stage, and I spent a good time of my set just, you know, it was like I had a fine set, but I just mean like I spent so much of it just being like so I didn't transition back to comic. I was so much like audience. I was like, that was really fucking good. Wow, that was crazy. Did you hear like
That's so cute.
that thing? Yeah.
And they're like, just do your material.
yeah.
We saw it. She's a maniac. See, the thing is, okay, you're being very complimentary with me right now. Sometimes people aren't ready for me and they don't like it. That's the thing. I think I'm a very specific taste, which is fine.
Yeah.
Not everyone's palatable for everybody, but I think with me, it's like you either really fucking like me, or you're like, I hate this thing and I want it away from me right now. That's the new thing I get called on online. The guys have taken to calling me that thing, which is very nice. It's so funny. The best part of these trolls, and I like always say this because it's so hilarious, and I want to give you guys this info. You think you're being mean by commenting the shit. You have no idea how much you're helping with the algorithm.
Yeah.
Like you have no clue. Like every time you call me a man or whatever and other people get into it, that's just making more people see my shit.
Yeah.
Like I got so many followers on the video. I got like 5K followers, which is pretty good for one clip.
Great. That's great.
Yeah. And I'm like, because everyone called me man. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm a man.
It's crazy how one comment could be your criticism and a huge compliment.
Yeah, if somebody called me small, I'd be like, I'm small. I'd frame it. I would screenshot it, blow it up, and have it above my bed. Be like, good night, I'm small. That's so funny.
All I want is dudes to just be like, this guy's a man.
Look at that big guy.
Look at that fucking man.
It's a big, burly, big man. Yeah, no, every comment is, what is that thing? Also, I feel really bad for trans people because it's like, why do people care so much?
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre thing to waste your time. So you're literally somebody walks by and you're like, what's in there? Like, what do you, what do you got? Show it. Like, it's sick. Like because I'm like, the amount of people that are calling me trans, asking what bathroom I use, it's like, what do you care? Do you want to come and watch me?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it is weird how much importance they place on such a thing, that like it's gotten reduced to them being like what, just I have to know like what's going on.
Yeah. Why? What is this?
They need some sort of closure for it.
It's so strange. It's
know.
such a bizarre thing.
And I don't think that they're making the point that they think they are as far as how hurtful they're trying to be. I don't think it's hitting the same way they think.
No, and it's like also the trans community doesn't care. They're like, again, they're in this situation being like, why do you care?
Yeah.
What is going on? It's just, I never really thought of it until like I just got called a trans probably over 1,000 times in the last like week.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. People are really upset. They're just like,
man.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm like, that doesn't offend me at all. It's when they say I'm not funny.
Yeah.
that I don't that I don't like. It's all like if it's someone just saying I don't find her, like it's just when people the blanketed women aren't funny is so overdone now.
it's
like
tired.
no women comics see that and go, oh no. We're just like, what? Like get a life at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's so insane.
Yeah. I mean, you do this character too where you get on stage, and I have this rolling image. It's almost like a GIF in my head of you going, oh!
Oh, it's like this ghoul thing I do. Yeah. No, I posted a clip today where I do it. I don't realize how often I do it on stage until I see it. I'm like, I do that a lot. It's really ghoul like. Yeah, and it's really, and then sometimes I get off stage and I'm like, because I'm sure, did you get hit on a lot when you were like on the road and stuff?
I not really. Like I get a lot of dudes who were like, oh man, if you were, and I'm like, I'm not, but they're like, but if you were,
and you're
like
but
tonight,
yeah,
and I'm like,
like,
but
well,
I'm not.
Yeah.
tomorrow either. But I appreciate it.
Maybe in a week.
Yeah. Keep trying, dude. Yeah. I'm close. That, and then I have a weird mom thing. Like, I don't have a mom thing. Moms have a thing.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's like, it's very like, my kids they're with the sitter. I'm like, I don't.
Oh,
again, like, I don't think you. Yeah. Yeah.
Mal's gonna knock somebody out. Because I'm like, I see videos of myself on stage doing that ghoul thing, and I'm like, yeah, no wonder the guys that do come up to me are psychopaths. Like, no wonder that they live in a basement and they just drink sludge because they're like, that's what I am. I'm a basement dweller. I'm like, what am I doing? It's fucking demonic.
Yeah,
So strange.
See the ad before and realize what the candidates are.
I'm like, good God, no wonder what I'm giving off. Absolute maniac. It's funny.
Who comes up to you mostly after shows? Like, do you have guys who are forward enough to be
they're always alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all they never got anybody with them.
You were on their calendar for a while.
Oh yeah, and they never at any point were gonna ask anyone to join them. I don't think they have anyone to ask, to be honest with you. I think their moms probably don't want to come with them. It's definitely always a single guy who's ill kept. No, not slobbish. Slovenly. That's the word. Okay, that you just like a stained beard, stinky men, stinky unwashed men. Is what I
This
get.
sounds biblical.
It doesn't sound good. I'll tell you that. But the man I am talking to right now, very attractive, very out of my league, and I need people to know that. I'm scared that my ex is listening to every one of my podcasts, so I want him to know every single chance I can get that I am having sex with a very hot man.
You can say it whenever you need.
I'm gonna keep saying it. I already showed you guys the photo of him. Very attractive man. Yeah, I gotta keep doing it.
This makes sense why you're always peeing.
That makes sense. It's him. He loves when I pee.
So you came from, how long ago did you come here to America from Canada? Because you were born in Canada.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Toronto. I've been here for 8 years. So I came right from Toronto right to LA.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Did you do yucks out there?
I did not.
Oh, what was your trajectory?
The club, they didn't like me in Canada. The clubs fucking hated me. They treated me like dog shit. They said nobody wants not funny. They said nobody wants a dirty comedian. Women don't have to be this dirty. And I was like, I love when people say that, like, comment, like, I'm trying to be dirty.
Yeah.
I think like this. You think
just who you are.
I want to talk about this? I don't want to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say something on stage that's so gross, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want, my mind just goes there. I'm not trying to be a fucking pervert. I just am. And then, both clubs didn't want me. But you know Deborah Giovanni?
Yes.
Hilarious, amazing,
funny.
fucking Canadian comedian.
Yeah.
I talked with her when I started coming up, and she was like, you can be independent. She's like, because the clubs treated her like shit too. Yeah. And so she did independent, and so I followed in her footsteps, and it fucking worked.
How so?
So I just did we had another club called the Comedy Bar in Toronto. You should do that when you go. There's 2 venues now. It's super cool. It's run. Nice. It's independent. Like, you can put on shows. There's like a bigger room, smaller room. Super fucking cool. Promoters will bring you out. So I started doing that, and I was doing sketch comedy and improv when I first started. So that was at little smaller theaters and stuff. So I just kind of was like, yeah, fuck it. I ran my own shows, and then I started like headlining and independently. And then, I like reached a point where I was like, time to go.
Yeah.
Time to go.
So many Canadian comedians have that same a version of that story with.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
There's so few that are left in Canada that are making a full living off of it.
Yeah.
And the ones that I would name to you right now, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
And it's like, fine, they're doing very well, but it's you need to move to the States.
It's fun how in America we have clubs between comics where we're like, we don't like that one in that area. We don't like that one in that one area. But in Canada, it's like it's like one club that's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like
there's 2 clubs. There's 2 main clubs.
Yeah. It's like all of Canada.
Literally, it's that one club. So if you don't do that club, but now because they shun so many people, that the independent alt shows, you make more money and it's cooler crowds.
Yeah.
So there's like, every city has like at least one like other club that's not run by like the main chain ones.
Are Canadian crowds good crowds, you think?
Yes.
You think so?
I do. I really do. I think I forgot how good they were until I went back. And then I was like, oh yeah. Cause I was going back a lot when I was first in, moving out here. Cause I was like homesick and I didn't really know a lot of people out here. And I was like, I'd go home all the time.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, we're stuck here.
I love doing Canada because you get the sense of camaraderie in talking shit about down there.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
We
the same
love
thing
talking
in
shit.
England and stuff.
Yeah. I think a lot of Canadians either went to England or America. It's easier for us to go to England because of our passports.
Oh yeah.
So you can just go there because it's like we're part of the Queen. I don't really understand what we are. We're part of the monarchy, whatever it is. But yeah, we are a piece of the Queen. All of us have a little piece of Queen Elizabeth inside of us. But then coming down here, it's so much harder to get your green card.
That's right. America's, they're prudes about
10
it.
grand, and then you can get denied. Mine came to 15 grand because you have to pay lawyer fees and stuff.
Really?
And they can literally look through your stuff and go, nope. And then you don't get that money back, and that's it.
When was the moment that you knew you were going to be a comedian?
High school. I really wanted to be an actress. And then the first play I ever did was 12th Night.
Hell yeah. Shakespeare.
And I played Nick Bottom, was like the funny guy who and my acting teachers got me this a donkey head because he plays a donkey at one point, and they spent a lot of money on this like really big real looking donkey head that I got to wear, and I got carried away in this donkey head. Did a lot of crowd work in the head, did a lot of prancing. That prance has been happening for years, but picture that with a donkey head on it. So I did a lot of that. So I started there, and then I wasn't doing well in school, and all the drama class I was killing, but then like math, I failed horrendously. And then my drama teachers were like, I think you should do stand-up comedy. And
really?
I was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I like it. I'm like, no, I want to do like SNL. They're like, no, I think you should really try stand-up. And then in Humber, there's a poster at our drama class for this Humber program. It's a 2-year comedy program. And I auditioned for 5 of their drama schools in Toronto, didn't get them. And the comedy program's the one I got accepted to. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm a clown.
Yeah.
I put the nose on me. There was actually a clown course in it too. That was actually really fun. But then, so I started when I was 18. I think I took my first improv class when I was 16 in high school. I took like a summer course thing. And then I started my first set ever I did. I was 17 years old.
Really?
Yeah. And I'd said this really good. Tommy Cook's. It was a bar attached to a bingo hall in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. It was so bad.
One of those sentences that just keeps getting better as you continue.
It gets better. So I was underage, shouldn't have been in there. Lied, so I was 18.
Yeah.
And then I got heckled my first set, and I told the guy I was going to fight him, and then he waited outside for me. And I was like, is this what stand-up comedy is? I'm going to fight a man when I'm 17 years old? Okay. And then I walked out, he was so drunk. I'm like, are you going to fight a 17-year-old girl? He's like, you get the first shot. I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm fucking going. And then after that I was like, I think I want to do this. And then I got and that was it. It was so insane. It was so stupid. What a stupid thing to do.
I could do this every night.
Yeah, and
I could fight a guy every night.
It turns out it's still continuing to happen. People still want to fight me. People get very mad at me. It's crazy. Guys get so pissed. It's
why?
nuts.
Why do you think you have this effect? You have no effect on this for me, by the way.
I'm glad.
I feel no animosity towards you.
I don't think comics do. I don't think sane people do. But like the trolls on the internet get so mad if I make fun of a guy like a little bit. People walk out on me. Like it's crazy. People.
Do you think
mad.
it's because you're so like animated with it?
Yes.
You think that's maybe you think that's why?
I think it's aggressive, and I'm like calling people out on their shit kind of thing, and they don't like it.
I don't think it's aggressive. I just think it's like she's just in her bit. She's just in her character.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the way you call it a character, I feel like it's
I just mean
heightened version. Yeah, I
like when you get
no.
No. I'm not saying you on stage is your character. Like when you get into like a voice of saying like, and then dudes are like, and then you say that. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean you are a character. I just mean when you.
I kind of am. But
yeah, I mean you.
Let's not be silly. I kind of am.
I feel like
stupid here.
I feel like someone's like older mother. If I say like she's a character, it feels such a weird thing to say. Like that's the way moms say that they don't approve of the guy that their daughter's dating.
Oh yeah.
He's a character.
He's a real character. That guy's got a lot to say. Really speaks his mind.
I met many moms in my day where they were like, "He's a character."
Wait, how did you feel when you first met Mel's family? Have you met Bulgarians before?
I had never met Bulgarians before.
I feel like there's not a lot of Bulgarians around.
No.
When you meet one, you're like, "What? You?" Like it's very bizarre.
But since meeting and dating Mel, met hundreds of them, like they're in just random places. We're at the hotel in Hawaii. There's like this tea place that we set up for lunch or whatever at the hotel in Hawaii. And this lady's like, she's very quiet. She has a little bit of an accent. She's talking. Mel sees her name tag and she says, what's your name? And her name was Maria. Maria. She says, she goes, oh, it's Maria. And then Mel goes, Sarasti. And then immediately she just lit up and they just start talking in Bulgarian. It's the craziest thing.
That's crazy, yeah.
And we've had the same thing happen at a Mexican restaurant, like a fish taco restaurant in Hermosa Beach.
Oh,
same thing happened, but I did it. I did it. I told, like, because she said that she had some kind of tattoos on her arm. Yeah, she had her tattoos in Spanish. So Mel was like, oh, there's no way, she's got to be from somewhere else. And I was like, Mel, I just get this feeling. I don't know how to tell you. Like, I just get this feeling. And so I asked her if, and she ended up saying she was from Bulgaria. And so now, ever since, like, there's like little pockets. And what I love about the Bulgarian community, they are insanely supportive. Like, they're insanely supportive, at least of me.
Yeah.
Not initially. Like when I first met, here's the thing. If you can point to a number or a TV show or something where they go, oh, like then it's, but not initially. That support does not exist. When I first met Mel's dad, he was like, I was like, oh, I'm a stand-up comedian. What does stand up? Yeah, well, I stand up.
Big. A lot of act outs in the Bulgarian community.
Cutting a tomato with a knife.
Oh, yeah. He's doing a lot of weird stuff.
What is stand up? I'm standing up right now. And I was like, it was like,
and everyone's laughing at him, and you're like, this is not funny.
And, we're watching Netflix together or whatever, and he would pause. These guys are funny. This is good. This is not you. You're not. This is him. Where you've done, Adam Sandler? No, what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Very blunt. That's what I love about they're very blunt people.
Yeah. It was very character building. It's hurtful, It's like and then but it's interesting because my wife's dad, he will watch everything I do, every single thing I do. He'll watch every single thing I do, and then he'll watch it again. So he watches it to support it, and then he'll watch it so he can understand it. It's really,
my God, that's so nice.
It's actually really sweet. And that's what I think I've come to learn about Bulgarians. Hard exterior.
Yes.
Hard exterior.
Yes.
And then just deep acts of like generosity and just compassion.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And maybe that's just alcohol. But
no, 100%. Yeah. That is a very good observation. We are very, I think, on the outside. And it's, because I was born, only my dad speaks Bulgarian. So my mom's not Bulgarian. My grandparents.
Where's your mom from?
Born and raised in Canada. So
gotcha.
But my grandparents were arranged marriage from Bulgaria. So my baba got sent over literally on a boat after my grandpa, Dado. After my grandpa was already here for like 5 or 6 months, which is such an insane thing that this happened in this fucking century, to be sent across on a fucking boat and be like, here's your husband, and just finding this fucking photo of this man.
That's insane.
It's crazy. It's so nuts. It's such a bizarre thing.
But not far off from Bumble somehow. It's so crazy.
I was trying to make a joke where I'm like, I'd rather do this. Just give me some, but I'm like, that guy would be so pissed off if I showed up in Bulgaria. I'm like, here I am. Now what? Where's the goats? Where do I start the milk in here? He'd be like, send her back. Put her back. I'll actually send her back first class. I'll go into debt to get this woman off my farm right now. Disgusting. But that's why I'm like, my baba just passed away, and it's just hilarious it's hilarious. No, I'm kidding. It was so funny, and that's it. What a fun story. No, but it's so funny because all the Bulgarians got to like come together again, and it's just like when you forget how European everybody is when they're together.
Yeah.
Big eaters. Big eaters we are. Good Christ.
Cannot get enough, dude.
It's too much.
And you can't explain to them that you don't drink either.
You're drinking.
I drink only during the summertime. I take September till May. I do not drink. In anticipation for drinking when I go to Bulgaria in the summertime. That's how much I drink there.
They don't take no for anything. Like, I remember at one of my old aunts, we'd go to her house, we would just have dinner, and she's like, okay. And she'd bring out 900 meals, and we're like, no, we just ate. No, you're eating. And she would literally putting it, and it's all of a sudden in your mouth. You're like, well, I guess I'm eating it. Like, are you going to chew it for me? Like, your baby birding? Like, there's no no. There's absolutely no no. You can't.
I had a Bulgarian guy tell me that I wasn't drinking, and he goes, you don't have to drink it, just sip it. I've never seen that as a logic before.
And you're like,
it's the same verb, but
you're like, oh, okay. Oh, I'm just
and then I fucking did. And then I did. What do you, like, how did that work?
Well, they're scary. They can get scary. Yeah. The anger. They're very angry.
Don't drink. You're not just sip it.
Yeah. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's it's good.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. So have you been
I've never
back to
been.
Bulgaria? You've never been
I've
to
never
Bulgaria?
been. Never not back.
Steph.
I know because another part of my life, my mom is a Highland dancing teacher, Scottish dancing with the kilts and the bagpipes. Nobody's Scottish. It doesn't make any sense. So my entire life was based around Highland dancing.
Wow.
So I would only travel for dancing trips. So we'd go to Scotland every year.
Yeah.
And we'd do like a month in Scotland, and like every weekend would be different dancing trips. And like America, there's a lot of Highland dancing in America. So we did travel to like Chicago or like Ohio, whatever. We drive to like Michigan, a lot of places for weekends, or a lot of
white. A lot of white things you're saying. Right
it is a lot of again, and my dad, being this Bulgarian man, would come to all the competitions. My dad now helps my mom run the dancing competitions in Toronto. He does the announcements. Like, it's crazy. It's bizarre. But the kids are listening. He's like, all right, under 5, get over there. Like, they're scared as hell. So it was weird. So my dad always wanted me to go to Bulgaria, but we just never went because we'd always was dancing was our whole life.
Yeah.
From 3 to 18.
Do you have siblings?
One sister. Yeah.
Older?
3 years younger.
3 years younger than you.
Yeah.
What does she do?
She works for the city of Toronto, and she just got married, and she's to a Romanian. So she's keeping it close. She's keeping it kind of in the same realm.
Yeah, good for her.
I was like, we got to get out of this realm. I'm like, I like blue-eyed boys. I like tall, thin, blue-eyed boys. I don't want to be. I had one of my first crushes, Jaco, in high school, Bulgarian.
Shout out Jaco. Oh,
Shout out Jaco. He's Bulgarian. Yeah, my Baba was like, bring Jaco over. We need to see Jaco. And I was like, Jaco has a crush on my friend and told me to my face he thinks I'm ugly. So I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do here, but Jaco doesn't want me. So if you want to go get Jaco yourself, you can go ahead and get him. But Jaco, not a fan of me. Yeah, because I had one photo of me and Jaco that I thought he looked so Bulgarian. 2 huge fucking schnoz, tiny little eyes. We all looked the exact same. But I had this one Bulgarian uncle who was so, I don't know if you had like rude ass uncles. Like I remember like one Christmas, I think I was maybe 12, and we were like watching, I don't know what TV was on. I was just looking at the TV, and he's like sitting on the side, and he goes, Stephanie. And I turn, he goes, why your nose so big? And I was like, I'm like 12. And I was like, why did you have 3 strokes and you didn't die? What are you talking about? Why am I like, it was so insane. Like even my dad was like, I don't know what to say to this man. Like it was so rude, but they not offensive at all to him. He was just like, "What? It's a question. I ask a question." What? It's like you're not asking a question. You're being hateful as hell. Vuchu Stefan, what the fuck is going on right now? Like what the heck?
Bulgarian or autistic?
Yeah, it's a very fine line.
Yeah,
it's a very fine line.
That's crazy, bro. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my first bully was Vuchu Stefan. I'm just realizing that right now. My first bully was in the family, and he was 85. That's where you want to start it. You start the math.
Your nose. It's just the way he said it.
And I was like,
your nose.
Why?
Don't put the noun first. Your nose. Why so big?
Yeah. I was like, what? This could go a nice way in maybe a nice direction. Like your nose runs in the family. Also, his nose could have swallowed mine twice. It's like coming from you. It's the biggest nose I've ever had in my entire life. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nightmare. These people are nightmares. But I found out recently at the funeral that apparently my Baba was actually born in Greece.
Wow.
But her family was Bulgarian, but she was just born in Greece, but it was a whole thing. So I'm like,
you're all over the map, dude.
I can't keep track of it. I can't keep track of it. I want to do a 23andMe. I got to see what's going on in there. What if I have no Bulgarian? I've been doing this whole time, and they check me. They're like, you're 100% Jewish. And I was like, everyone thought I was Jewish. this whole time.
Do you get that? Do you get people thinking that you're Jewish?
Once a day.
Once
Everybody like, or other like Jewish people will see me in public. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, actually, I'm not Jewish. Like, what? Because my last name Tolev also sounds like Jewish because the EV, whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Is your dad supportive of you doing comedy?
Yes, very supportive.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. It took a bit of time. But yeah, he definitely is.
That's great. Mm-hmm. He watches everything you do.
He does. And then I hate when he likes because I post nasty shit. So if you're going to follow me on Instagram, just, you got to know it's dirty clips, okay? And I'll sometimes I'll post the videos and do really well. And then I'll look right down. There's my dad. LOL. I'm like, God damn it. Like he likes the dirtiest stuff.
And you like leaning, that's so funny. You like leaning into, or you know, it's not even that you lean into something that's dirty. It's just that's just the way that's just who you are.
Yeah, because I've been posting like pretty much just crowd work clips right now, and it's like they're just dirty as hell. I'm like, God damn it! I think like a 19-year-old boy. Like my head just goes into this weird, gross.
Did you ever do you ever remember a time where you were unsure of where you were headed?
Yeah, I think going into high school, I was a bit confused and not like, I didn't know exactly. I knew I wanted to act, like, because grade 8, I came out of my shell and I was like super extrovert and like really over the top and funny and silly. But I think at the end of high school, when I got into the Humber program, that's when I was like, oh, okay, this might be real. And then I didn't start thinking it was actually going to work until I think I finally moved to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from the moment you did your first gig when you were 17.
Bought my dick off.
Yeah. Since making that transition to being like, I'm gonna do stand up. I'm gonna go to LA. I'm here in Canada and I'm gonna work here. And then have you ever had moments of just like, I'm not sure of my identity as a performer on stage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think people don't realize how long it takes to find your voice on stage. And I think you still kind of keep honing it as you get older. Like I feel like I'm still mastering my craft and I'm still like, no one ever really masters it. You keep getting better the more you keep doing it. But I think there was like a phase before I started becoming really open and honest on stage. I do more like silly stuff.
Yeah.
And then I started joking about having a big vagina. And then this is so weird, but this was the moment where like somebody after the show, a woman took me aside and she was like really like emotional. And she's like, I just want to thank you. She's like, I also have a big vagina. And I was like, and I swear, I was like, it was so meaningful. And she was like, and no one ever talks about it. And I just want to let you know, I feel so much better about it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like, I swear to God, it was like so psychotic, but I was like, I swear to God, I was like, oh my God, I actually can like make kind of a difference in people's life. And then I realized like, the more I just talked openly and like honest on stage, and I realized I'm like, I'm just a funny person. So I can just I can tell stories, I can say random shit. And I'm like, and it's easier to be your fucking self on stage.
Yeah.
God damn it, it's easier to not have to go up there and like,
Yeah.
Really think or really try to be somebody else. Like when people like put on a weird voice and stuff, I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you do that for an hour?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Long time.
It's exhausting.
My real voice was exhausting for a while. That's why I was in speech for so many years. So I got tired.
Was it hard?
Yeah, I would be exhausted. I still sometimes stutter, but for the most part, it's gotten so good, and but I remember, and Mel can attest to this as well. I would come home from shows, and I would just I would fall asleep on my way to falling onto the bed.
Oh my God, just so exhausted.
Exhausted. It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
It's exhausting because it's not even just the physical act of stuttering. It's the mental gymnastics that you're trying to do all the time. You're like directing conversation all the time and redirecting attention all the time somewhere else. You're navigating insecurities while somehow still being confident or trying to have the appearance of confidence. It's everything. It's like we said earlier in the pod. It's everything that surrounds it. That's so challenging.
Yeah.
But then the physical just toll that it takes of just like it would just be like when I would I would almost have like two settings for years. It's just like awake and just fucking pedal to the metal, like just you're grinding out bits, this, and then just asleep. If I was still for a while, I would be asleep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like I'm asleep on airplanes. Like I sleep on airplanes. Like when I sit in the chair, I'm asleep. It's because I have just two settings.
Oh God, that you lucky bitch. My God, I drug myself. I have a cocktail. I'm taking, there's these things called Gravol in Canada. There's like an anti-nauseant, 2 of those, couple wobbly pops. Good night nurse, see you in New York. Also though, back to the stutter thing, also you having to do jokes and remember your jokes on stage and be funny. Like that's such an extra, I never even thought about all of that stuff you're trying to do at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
Because like everybody else is just like, say the jokes, do the jokes, get off stage. You're like, fucking recreating all this stuff in your head and like that's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, and
so much more brain power you're using too. Like,
I think that's where a lot of my energy goes.
Oh towards. Yeah, but now that it's better, are you like gone? Now do you like? Is it you still thinking about it on stage, or are you still kind of like hyper aware of it?
I just think about it from other people's perspectives because that's how a lot of people knew me. And is when I did America's Got Talent, like that was the big thing that was my big break, and that was a way that people came to first know me, and that show does a good job of like telling the story behind the performer as well. Yeah. So when that happened, they were Like I could feel, and maybe I'm wrong. A lot of it was projection, and a lot of that is insecurity that has nothing to do with a stutter. That's just projection for projection's sake, which I think we all do. But it's something that I was doing where I got the sense that other comics were like watching me in the back of the room and be like, oh, he's only joking about this, or it's a gimmick, or it's a crutch, or whatever. And so much of my onstage life or onstage challenge right now is navigating the fact that you might know me from that. Where I am now in my journey, it's just not that same. It's just not that same wavelength anymore.
It's also, if you went up with a stutter and didn't mention it, I'd be like, the fuck's this guy's problem? This guy crazy? He's stuttering all over the place. He's not going to say something about it? I think comics would be way more weirded out if you did that. Like,
yeah, and it's so funny. I used to, for a really long time, I used to go as long as I could without mentioning it, just to see how awkward it could get.
But then you would, but that's funny too, because you're still going to say it. I mean, like, if you went a whole set without saying it, it's like me going a whole set and not being like, I know I'm scary and I'm butch. Like, I have to say it at some point because people are like, she knows, right? I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm aware. I'm well aware of what you're looking at right now. I have a mullet and I usually wear jumpsuits. Yeah, I know. Really come into that look now. Here's the thing with this look that I've taken on. Can't cut the hair. I have a mullet forever now. And the jumpsuits are not cheap. The rompers they're $200 a piece.
Why are you doing this?
I know. I fucking know. My fucking outfits are very expensive. I'm dying. I can't stop. I'm trying to get these 3 places to sponsor me. Nobody will fucking sponsor me, so I don't fucking tag them anymore on my clips because I'm like, fuck you guys, give me one free fucking romper.
Is it a comfort thing?
I just like, and now it's become a look. And it's so fucked up because fans of mine come with like a mullet haircut and a romper and get photos of me. It's crazy. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but now I'm like, Aiden's like, yeah, you've kind of like, check out Wild Fang. Wild Fang is what I buy my rompers from. Again, fucking sponsor me. I keep trying to get them to kind of sponsor me because I buy so many and I tag them. Like, I open for Bill at a bunch of places in full like Wild Fang outfits. I just bought one yesterday I bought one from Big Bud Press that was $250. It's crazy.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's insane. I'm not out here. I'm dying. Please.
Steph, you don't have to buy. So
I know. I've been finding some vintage ones. They're like $40.
Okay.
So I recently found like 3 vintage ones. One was 20, one was 40. So I'm laughing.
It's amazing that you got just people in mullets and jumpsuits coming to see you.
What is that you're looking at?
Well, it says they're for men. Do they make women's?
Yeah, they make both. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think they're unisex. Most of them. Yeah. They're high waisted and they're like, yeah. But a lot of them, I've been wearing a lot of men's ones because like old school Dickies ones I keep finding.
You got people lining up and people are like, you going to is this a Slipknot concert? Yeah. No, Steph.
Yeah. Literally, if you saw the lineup, you would think that it was like you would think it was definitely a Slipknot fucking.
I think that's so much of what comedy is like saying what people are thinking. Right? Like, you're talking about like how you have to say, like, in your words, you said you have to address the mullet and how you're scary. But so much of what it is that we do is coming up with that early thing that's like, this is a good way to disarm them.
Yes.
Or disarm, and ingratiate myself into the awareness of the space.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I think it's important, I think, to get that off the hop, I guess, kind of thing. I don't know. I feel like when I'm in Canada, I would never have to do that, but out here, I'd get a lot of awes. So I'd have to do something pretty. I
fucking hate it, dude.
My favorite is when people go, Jesus Christ. That's my absolute favorite.
I love
response.
Jesus Christ. That's good.
They're so like, holy shit. Like,
it's primal. Yeah. They got all the way through. Jeez. And had to finish.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I get upset them that much. Yeah. Which is so wild.
But awes, I cannot fucking
awes
stand.
make me, just then don't go to a fucking comedy show.
Yeah.
You're getting awes too?
Oh, I get awes so.
Really?
Dude, I'm the Wizard of Oz.
Like, are you getting like, or like, oh?
That one.
I hate
that one. Yeah. And it's like, I'm just like right now I'm trying to get rid of all I'm just trying to talk about my injury, talk about my relationship to stuttering, talk about speech therapy, get it done. I actually can do it in an efficient way now. You know what I mean? I can talk about this shit like, quickly.
You write tighter now. You have to write way more time because you're like, the stutter really took up some time. These hours are feeling really long.
Doing colleges with 2 jokes.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I talk about it and it's not fucking sad. It's just your projection of what is sad that you think would be. And it's not. It's like, And so my relationship to it right now is so much healthier because I'm not in it, and I'm still talking about it. And people, like I do this joke about, I talk about how, one time I stuttered so hard, I saw a dude check a watch that he wasn't wearing.
That's so
and I talk about, like, it wasn't even a wrist one. He pulled out like a pocket watch. I was like, my train, silly, like, stupid shit. And then to me, that's funny. To me, you're laughing. Yeah. And then to just do that whole thing. And so, it's like, what?
What? Like,
how ridiculous. This is so silly.
That's so silly. It's also like, why would you say it out loud to a bunch of strangers if you didn't find it fucking funny or you were okay with it?
Yeah.
It's like whenever I would joke about, like, a lot about men or being single. I'm like, and then I had to be like, I get fucked. I get fucked a lot. You might be shocked by that. I can show you my phone. There's a lot of hot dudes in there. I don't know what to tell you. Like, don't on me.
A lot of hot dudes.
A lot of hot fucking dudes over here. Now I'm from Jersey. I don't know what the hell.
Looks like you're all over the map, Steph.
I don't know who I am. Someone do a 23andMe on me. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I am. I'm all confused right now. God damn it.
I got a lot of dudes.
I got a lot of fucking dudes. I don't know.
It's so funny the way you said dudes. I was like, I know exactly who's in our phone.
Yeah. Dudes. Yeah. Big guys. Big hairy guys. Yeah, there's a lot of big hairy guys. But I love the awe. I found LA was the most awe-centric place.
Yeah.
And I love when people get so mad about somebody else. Like, I posted a clip a while ago about how I think polyamory is disgusting, and people lost their fucking minds. The poly, like, I was like, oh my God, I had to take the video down.
Yeah.
I had that many people come at me, and then my DMs flooded with these poly people going, where's the clip? It's hilarious. I want to send it to my poly friends. I was like, what? And like, the amount of people that are in a polyamorous relationships were like, where is it? It's not them.
Yeah,
you are getting offended for somebody else, and you're not even fucking here. Also, like, again, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Why do you care if I think polyamory is gross?
Yeah. But it's never the people that you're talking about.
No,
never.
It never is, which is so crazy.
It's just people reacting on behalf of them for some fucking
reason. It is,
reason.
for some fucking reason. So the amount of people I had to send this video to, like, all these poly people, like, can you please send me the video? I'm like, here you go. And they're like,
it's this weird game that the universe or algorithm is like playing on us. Like, even the viral video you were talking about earlier. Like, you posted a video, it went viral.
Sucks.
You were like, I hate it. It sucks. It's stupid.
So
and there
bad.
it is. It's like, for whatever reason, we don't get to fucking choose.
No, you don't
and
get
it's
to
like,
choose.
it's like when we put our best lens. We put our best lens on something that's out there. We're like, this is fucking great. And then fucking, it never goes that way.
No, it never goes away. It's so stupid.
Fucking A, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's so, we live in a sick place. It's just like, I really can't get in the clips all the time. Like, this is what we're doing now. Yeah. I keep saying, I'm like, I wish I was a comic in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
I look like I should be, first of all. I belong in the 80s. I don't know why I'm not there. Hello, look at me. I look and sound like I've been smoking in a Legion Hall for 45 years. Like, put me back in the 80s where I belong. And I'm like, not to do the clips. You kidding me?
Yeah, no.
What the heck?
At least then we could just focus on what we're writing.
Yeah.
And then, do you know how much better the fucking bits would be? Do you know how much better we would be? We would be so much better.
Yeah.
But because of you're just like, because you're bored at work and you hate your job, we have to now suck at ours.
Suck at ours. Because do you do your own social media? Or do you have someone else do it?
I do my own social media, but I have people who help.
Okay, so I need to get on board with the helping, because last night I was up till midnight finding a clip, like 12:30, and I like to go to bed. I had an early night, so I could have been in bed by 10, and then I had to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and edit my clip, which is so stupid.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Insane.
But when you bring someone on, they won't be able to see it the same way that you see it. And then, like, there's a whole control factor. You know,
That's what I'm thinking.
I struggle with it immensely. But it's like, to find someone who's like an extension of you, or who just understands you so well that you're like, all right, I know this is quality. This is the way they'll think. This is what it is that I'm bringing to them. To know that it can reflect the way that you feel. So you don't want to put something out where, like, the quality drops or something, you know.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it, all the hell.
Yeah. But back to the LA thing, it's like you go visit places that are not LA, and you like in the Midwest and stuff, and they fucking hate California. Every place everywhere is like, I hate California. And then in living here, there's some perks to it, but at the same time, there are things that we do out here where I completely agree with some of the shit. Like, they're like, they're fucking weird, and they do this, and it's like, all right, your hyperbolized version of what you're saying is not correct, but where it's grounded in is correct. Like, where people are like getting super offended. Like, you know how many times I go up at the fucking Improv, and it's just people who are just like, what are you saying? And I'm like, what do you mean? What am I saying? It's a joke.
It's
silly.
It's also, I don't know, when did people get so offended by anything a comedian said?
Yeah.
Like you can say it doesn't, like the joke, I think the reason the joke went viral is because it was a riff about, I asked a guy, I'm like, what do you do for work? He's like, I work for the city. I'm like, what does that mean? You walk around, you go, city looks good. It's stupid. People, she fucking hates city workers. She's never worked there. Like, what does she do for work? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I worked for the city for years in Toronto. I worked at a waiting pool for 10 years. My sister works for the city. My dad worked for the Hydro. I don't tell you, my whole family, I'm like, what are you acting like? Or people like, get it. I love when guys are like, okay, what do you do? And I'm like, you're looking at it, motherfucker. Much as you might not find me funny, guess what? This is paying pretty good. I hate to break it to you. I might be able to afford my own softball chair someday soon. But I'll just get mine into a big vagina, so it's more on brand for me.
Big vagina.
Just a big puss, and I'll just sit in it, and I'll make sure somebody missed it every time before I get in there. I'm like, gotta keep it real, gotta keep it nice and moist.
Yeah,
I feel like you never had anyone this
tampon
gross.
pillow that you have to pull out.
Yeah, it's that time of the month. Yeah. See, that's good. You're really good at designing chairs. This should be a side business.
You're looking at
for
it,
you.
baby.
Yeah, this is a good business for you. You got now you have time. You've condensed all that stutter time. Now you can just go into chair making. There's a lot that can be done. Some of your fans are like me. Some of you are like, she's so offensive. I hate this woman. What is going on right now? I feel like you have do you have cleaner people come on here usually too?
I have, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we've had Fahim and Glassman and Jason Cheney. We had Beth. I love Beth Stelling.
Beth Stelling's so sweet.
She's
Yeah, I
so
love
sweet.
her,
She's
yeah.
so funny. I love like she takes her time with like jokes. She's just such a writer, and
Yeah,
that's what I love
yeah.
about her comedy.
Oh, you don't think I'm a writer?
No,
I'm kidding.
no.
I definitely write on stage, which is not good.
No, that's what I was actually gonna ask you about your process.
Yeah.
What is it like? Are you someone who you just like you have an idea and then you go right on stage?
Yeah, that's
interesting. Bill's that way. I mean, Bill Burr. I mean, he writes as well, but I mean, like when he's working on stuff on the Monday morning pod, like he does that, and he does. I get the sense that he also writes some stuff on stage.
Yeah, I think because a lot of my stuff is from like a personal experience, so I can really like go off on that and like kind of add tags when I'm up there and just like if it's something that I could tell needs writing, I'll do like. But I'm not good at sitting and like writing it out. Like I just can't. I can't do that.
That's okay.
And then because I tape every set looking for clips anyways, I can watch it back and see what I said and if different stuff that kind of worked up there. But like,
I think we also we undervalue what it is that we're able to do on stage in that moment too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the craziest shit. Like I'm a prepare freak. Like I love to prepare and write and get everything all organized. It's my favorite. And then sometimes when I go on stage with something that's just loose, and then I come up with whatever that riff is, that ends up making like whatever it was I would have wrote. It makes it in. It stays.
Yeah.
I mean, it's but there's some people who it's fucking reckless the way they can just go on stage and like I have a thought and I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a shorter set, I can definitely go up there with like an idea, whatever. But if I'm doing like when I'm touring on the road, I make sure I have a set list.
Yeah.
I like plug stuff here and there, and I'll switch stuff out.
Yeah.
Every show because I'll go crazy. But yeah, I try on the road now. I try doing minimum 20 minutes crowd work.
Wow.
That's the goal, right?
You try.
now.
You aim to do that.
Yeah.
Really?
Especially yes.
Because of the clips.
So at least I do minimum 10 right off the top, and then I'll filter in other stuff. So I have jokes now that'll get me into
Yeah.
they're like questions I ask people, and I can just get at least some crowd stuff out of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I aim for about 20.
Do you remember the first joke you ever wrote where you were like, "This is a joke"? And
Yeah.
I can fucking do this.
Well, it was about my nose. I'd walk on stage and go, "Oh, sorry, my nose came on 30 seconds before me," and then everyone would die. It was so stupid, but people find it so funny. I'm like, this is so hack. I had such hack shit when I first started. Yeah, I think that was the first one I wrote. It was so dumb, so stupid. Yeah, I did a lot of family stuff when I first started. I was way more like making fun of the Bulgarian family and just more making fun of my dad. And I think that's why he likes me better now because I'm not doing family stuff. It's much more personal. Yeah. I have some stuff because people are always like, "What? Bring your family stuff back. It was good." I was like, I don't know. It's like I want to be just talking about sex all the time, but it's like,
I've never been a comic who talked about like my family. I don't know. I see comics doing it so well, or so much. Maybe said I see it so often.
Yeah. I have some stuff, but I know it'll just be offensive to them, and I don't want to.
Yeah. Some comics they can do it so well.
Yeah.
Where they
I mean,
can
there's
just be
some
like,
stuff.
This is this way. Like even like Sebastian's a great example too.
Yeah,
him
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about obviously his Italian roots and him and his wife's heritage mixing with his. Very interesting.
He's very I think also I was living with my parents. When I was back around them more, it was like easier to write about them. But now I'm like, I see them like a couple times a year. It's like,
when I have people on the pod, I always ask. I mean, the point of why I wanted to have guests on is asking them a time where they bet on themselves and it backfired or it paid off. That's kind of why we had people on and asked them, like that's the did I stutter theme. I do it all the time where I'm just like I'm betting on myself and seeing how it pays off or it doesn't. Do you remember a time where
it is? I'm thinking in my head like a time where like I really trusted myself. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think I have a very good gut, and I think everyone should always follow their gut. Years ago in Toronto, and it's always like I'm not afraid to talk to strangers. I'm not like weirded out with that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I was biking home from a show because I used to bike everywhere in Toronto, and I biked across this bridge that's near my parents' neighborhood in East York in Toronto. And I saw this young girl standing like on a ledge, like looking over the bridge. And I was like, something's going on there. And I biked by her and I was like super high. And I remember I had this cookie in my bag and I really wanted to eat it. I got home. So I biked by and I was like, and I stopped. And I was like, fuck. And I got kind of around the corner. And I was like, fuck, I should go back. And then I was like, just go home. I'm like, no, just go back. So I turned back around and I go up to her and she's like bawling her eyes out. She's like, don't come any closer. I'm going to fucking jump. And I was like, anyways, long story short, I ended up talking her down and like saving this fucking 17-year-old's life. Wow. Where I was like, I could have just gone home and been like a lazy piece of shit, but I was like, something was off and I just felt weird about it. So I'm like, I think of the betting on myself is that always trust your fucking gut instinct, even if it's something that makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Wow. So it was like, and we are still in contact. She talks to me. Yeah, I check in with her. I've seen her a couple times since. Yeah, it was really fucking crazy.
How long ago was this?
I must have been still living at home, so I think I was 29.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was just before I moved to LA. It was crazy.
She calls you?
Yeah, we Facebook each other. We don't like phone call. We Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really insane. She just goes on walks with me and my dog sometimes because my parents live by like this ravine.
Wow.
Yeah. She hit me up actually a couple weeks ago. She messaged me. She saw a clip of mine or something, and she's just wanted to reach out. It's wild.
Did she talk to you? Did she tell you what was going on?
Yeah. She was like having trouble with school, and her parents were very strict, and they were like being very hard on her. And I just like was like, ugh, and I just like told her a bunch of like bad shit that happened with me and my family growing up, and that I think made her feel better. She's like, oh shit, I don't sound so bad. My Bulgarian dads can get very angry. But yeah, it was like I don't know. Does that fit the theme?
I think that is. I mean, that's an amazing thing. I mean, because the lesson in there. I mean, it's an amazing outcome, but it's also like the lesson in there supersedes more than just that. It stands outside of that example. You know.
Because I feel like, because I think a lot of times people I think also everyone, especially coming to LA, is so fucking far up their own ass. Yeah. And is so, I've met some disgusting people out here, and it's been really upsetting. But I think that's one thing that I bet on myself. I know I'm a genuine, like, nice person, and I'm like, I know no matter how many people want to like fuck with me, like I've had some horrendous things happen to me where I'm like, no, that's not going to change who I am. Like deep down, I know
I think that's also I think Bulgarians are psychic. That's what I think.
I'm saying right now, my dad saved 2 people from jumping off a different bridge. Two women he saved. Yes.
You guys just live by bridges.
Yeah. We're trolls. We live under the bridge, actually. That's where we live. We crawl up. We're like, see the yak note again. I come out of the bridge. I don't know. Maybe we are psychic. There is a bit of psychic thing. There is, right? Because I feel like I have some things that I predict sometimes that come true, and like my sister's very weird.
Bulgarians I've met in Bulgarian, and they have like you like,
and they have the crouch finger. They always have the bent finger. Yeah,
you have a kindness in your eyes, but a heavy heart. And I'm like, Jesus, more bread.
Yeah.
your heart is heavy, but your stomach is empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mel, my wife is very much that way. She is very much like we're virtually opposite almost in every regard, but especially when it comes to something being instinctual and then something being evaluated or cerebral.
Yeah.
I'm more on that end where it's like, well, let's think about it. I need to see something before I believe it, and she's the opposite, which I think is powerful.
It is good. That's a good combo.
It is, but she's just so like, no, I have this feeling of this. Like she's, she can just make things sort of happen just by kind of manifesting feeling that way. And I don't even consider myself like someone who's a realist. It's just, I'm just very evidence sort of logic kind of based, But that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
I would love if you were the person that saved me from killing myself.
And I was so high too. The worst part was I remember I had in my bag, like I was like trying to tell her I was a comedian, and I opened my bag up and I had a bunch of puppets. I was like, look, because I used to do a lot of sketch comedy. I'm like, look, I'm funny. I had like a bunch of puppets and wigs. She thought I was a serial killer. Like, what does she think? Yeah, you're a comedian, a bunch of puppets and wigs. This girl just killed 6 people.
Yeah, she probably thought
she was more scared of me.
Next. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, it was
I'll
suicide or homicide.
I'll get off the bridge if you leave me alone.
At least suicide's on my terms.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
I don't want to end up in this lady's bag.
Yeah.
Next to her cookie.
Next to whatever the hell she's in there doing. Yeah. My God. Oh my God.
I can't just imagine you driving up. Don't do it.
On a bike too. Yeah. And I didn't even take my helmet off. I looked so crazy. Like it was a very insane, if anyone saw it. Only one person stopped too. One bus driver went by and opened the bus doors. Was like, everything okay here? And I was like, yes. So many other cars drove by. I'm like, the amount of people that drove by this girl without stopping once, it was like midnight on a Wednesday. And there's a girl hanging over the edge of a railing like you wouldn't have stopped.
Yeah.
Strange.
Wow. That's fucking
Very
crazy.
strange, yeah.
That's so cool. What other times do you know that you trusted your gut and it paid off? Like it can be career related.
I'm gonna say career is a good one where I really started embracing how open I was on stage and how gross I was and not giving a fuck what anybody else said.
That's great.
Because I was told by the bookers in Canada, that Yuck Yuck's booker and the other booker, that I wasn't funny and nobody likes a woman who talks like this. And I was like, and then a lot of people just told me that I was too gross. And I was like, no, don't tell me what I am or what I can be. I'm like, this will be, and I remember like so many agents didn't want to take me, and I was just like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to fucking, being able to do your own career as yourself is fucking wild.
Yeah.
And I just feel I'm so happy that I trusted my own gut and to not like change who I was, or like, I'm told not to swear a lot, and there's, I'm told not to be all these things. I'm like, no, I'm going to do all of this.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Especially because it feels like they're kind of trying to put a lid on you.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's not going to happen.
It feels like they're trying to kind of cookie cut you into how it should be,
And the algorithm, you're trying to get me not to swear. I'm saying chlamydia, I'm saying fuck, I'm saying dick, I'm saying it all. Guess what? It's not really affecting me. They keep trying to shout at me. I'm not going anywhere. I hate to break it to you, TikTok. I'm still here. Every day you're like, this video, the sound is removed. I'm like, well, I'll just post another one and then it'll slip under the radar. So I don't know what to tell you.
What's your end goal, your end game with comedy? Or did you never think that far?
You know what? So my friend recently put this in my head, and I want this. My friend Alex Pavone, very funny Canadian comedian, lives in New York. He's like, I want you to produce my special one day. He's like, I want there to be a Steph Tolev Productions. And I was like, I never thought of that, because I'm like, I want to get to a point where I can help my friends produce their stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So I want my own production company, and I want to because I really want to make cartoons. I'm really into cartoons.
Really?
Yeah. But nobody will make mine. I'm trying. But yeah, I want to I think that's my next goal now, is to get my own production company and help out my friends. And
I think it would be awesome.
Like what Bill does.
Yeah. I think it would be awesome to see you on like an F is for Family or a Big Mouth. I could very much see you being like.
I cannot believe I never got an audition for Big Mouth.
That's crazy.
I'm like, not once.
If I think of like, I'm gonna animate a show, who's a female comedian that I could reach out? Like you write yourself.
I certainly do.
Yeah,
I certainly do. There's one coming out called 10-Year-Old Tom. And I think it's on HBO, the second season. I did a bunch of voices for that, and I'm pumped.
That's awesome.
Because I was like, it's so much easier. I love voice stuff. But yeah, I think that would be the goal now, is to do my own.
that night we met. Well, the night we did the set together at,
And
the,
then I
at, the,
left.
at the store, and then you left. But just like demolished and then left. I was like,
Who is this?
let's
bitch?
not even produce shows up here anymore. That's it's over. We got to the end of what this room could do.
That's it.
and the
There it
potential
is.
that it could max out at was done. Oh fuck! What? I forgot what I was gonna say about it. Oh no!
No, you
Oh,
were.
no. I
It
was
sounded so
saying-
profound.
That's
Well,
my thing. It's sounding profound. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
but it sounds. It was fucking A. Oh yeah, the night that I went on after you. I just remember talking about how like your voice is just amazing. Like I'm like. That's the voice I thought after puberty. I thought that was gonna.
You thought you were gonna get.
I thought
this.
that.
I thought I was gonna get that, and guess what? Here we are. We should do a little Freaky Friday voice switch. I don't know what to tell you because I'm like, I used to have a joke about how I was like, have I always sounded like this? Like, okay, whatever. But I'm like, I don't know where this came from. And I smoke now, but I didn't used to smoke, so I don't know where it came from. Like I took up smoking way later in life, and I gotta stop. But I was like, I don't know where this came from. Certainly, I don't know.
Let me tell you, if we Freaky Friday'd, you would fucking level me, bro. It would be like, it's not the scene where they do this. It would be fucking, and then you did this, and
I
then
just broke your skin
Yeah,
immediately. I just
yeah.
hulked out of your whole body.
Yeah.
Ripped all your clothes off.
you keep your voice, and I go back to stuttering.
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
I put you back in a stuttering. Oh my god, I feel so bad.
That's hilarious. Isaac, what are we at, buddy?
109, 110.
109, 110. I'm trying to think what other questions that I had for Steph. What other things? What else did I say to you, Mel? Before Steph came over.
Doubling down.
Yeah, we got that.
How long you've done stand-up.
Oh, this is what it was. Do you remember the worst show that you ever had? That was like,
So many.
this is just yeah. I mean, it's so hard to like think because but there has to be one that like,
There's
stuck
one.
out.
There's one recent one. It was right after I filmed. It was right after the Netflix thing came out. So it's in the last year. I was in the lab at the Improv, and it was Jeselnik was in the back, and he'd never seen me before. Anthony Jeselnik.
Oh, I hate
and
when
it
a
was
comic is fucking watching.
I can't fuck and the comics and I feel like comics watch me a lot, which is nice. It's flattering. But I go up, and this crowd they just didn't like me at all. And immediately I was like, okay, I think I came up a little hot. They didn't like the energy. Even the sound guy wasn't laughing. I usually get him to laugh. Nothing. So I do like 3 minutes in, and it's like fucking silent. And I was like, okay. So I back, my mind's like, I'm like panicking now. So I backpedal to a really old joke I haven't done in a long time that usually does well. Silence.
Oh.
And I'm like, and I don't see the light, and I'm like fucking sweating, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, wow, you guys really fucking hate this. And I tried doing some riffs, and the guy's like, yeah, go on. We don't, and I'm like, and I just stop. I put the mic in the stand, and I go, I'm on fucking Netflix. And it was so much worse to do that. Like, I not only was bombing, now I'm a piece of shit. And literally one guy was like, all right. And I was like, and I walked off. I put the mic in the stand, brought up Jeselnik, and he went, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a woman having a mental breakdown. And I was like, it was the long time no see guys, Jack and Wes, who I love so much. I walked up to them, and they both just went, I was like, was that the worst you ever seen me do? They were like, I don't know what that was. Like, it was so fucking bad that they couldn't even say anything to me. And then there's like a manager in the back who's not a manager, thank God. And he just came out, he followed me out. He's like, I've never seen you do that bad. And he was like getting off on it. He's like, honestly, I'm like, why are you smiling? He's like, because you're a person. He's like, I've never seen you. He's like, you just bombed so I'm like, I fucking know. You don't think I fucking know what I just did? Like, it was, the lab was already bad, but this was just like, it was, you really brings you back to reality. You know what I mean? You get cocky, and then you're like, no, I'm a piece of shit. I'm shit.
I'm on fucking Netflix.
Like, and nobody cared. And I'm like, oh God, how cocky to say that. Just so. And then I saw Jessica that night after we were both at the store, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, hi, I'm Steph. He's like, don't worry. He's like, I did just as bad as you after. I was like, oh, thank God. But I was still like, it was just embarrassing to see like a big comic see you do that badly.
I've never been on Netflix, and I will say this.
Yeah, guess what?
I'm
People
on
didn't look for me after because they didn't believe me. They were like, no, she's not. She's absolutely
Netflix
not
dipped
Netflix.
a little that
Yeah,
night.
they lost at least the entire room. If they were subscribed, they were unsubscribed the second they got home. They're like, that pig's on Netflix? No, thank you. Fucking bad. God, it was so bad. No, it was so bad. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's so fucking funny when comics relish. It's not that like it's not that they relish. It's just that they're talking to you about it. They're
Yeah.
talking to you about it.
And you're,
That was crazy. I've never seen you do so bad. And you're like,
I was
all
like,
right.
okay. But it was like, it was an epic bomb. Like, it wasn't like one of those ones where you're like, the comics say, oh, I bombed. Not one laugh. Not one for 10 minutes. Not even like actual silence. Like when people take room tone on a set, quieter than that. Like it was fucked. Like even the bartender stopped making drinks. He was like, Jesus Christ. Like he's like, I would have loved the sound of a martini shaker. I would have given anything for an ice cube melting. I would have died. Like even the ice was like, nah, bitch, we're letting you sit in this. We're not gonna let you have anything.
Sound of room tone.
It was so bad. It was so fucking bad, and I'll never forget it.
Oh,
And neither will any of them. Like I can't believe they booked me after that. Long time no see. I would never book me again.
this was the lab.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's comics who they say they hate the lab. I like the lab.
I
don't
used
know
to like
why.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it anymore though. I'm not going down to the lab for $10. Give me at least 20. $10 is so insulting. 10. It's also like the shows that are running. You guys can give the comics extra $10. Like somebody asked me the other day to do a show. They're like, oh, we sell it out. I go, yeah, I'm not going for $10. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, oh, I thought you'd be like, oh, here's a counter offer. I'll give you like.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my. I'd rather stay home.
Yeah.
I leave my house for bomb for $10 and go home. It's absurd.
It's so funny. I don't even think about the getting paid.
I
like, or
only
don't.
for that. I don't know why the $10 irritates me.
Yeah.
If you said there was no money, I'd be like, fine, for some reason. But I don't know why 10 is just insulting for some reason.
For a while, I think the Improv was doing like 7.
They were doing 8.
Yeah, $8.
It was 5 and 3 ones I handed. I'd be like, what is this? 20. Just make it 20. Make it 20. Improv, if you're listening, make the lab $20. It's already a bad room. We're not getting good tape out of it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I can get a main room clip, I'm like, don't give me anything. I don't give a shit. I'm getting a clip out of this. That's fine.
Yeah. And I also think I think we've just become from comics just come up from doing nothing and doing so many shit gigs with so little to next to nothing money.
Well, and now here's the thing. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I'm like, and now I get paid. Guess what? Now I get paid to do it. Before for so long I didn't, but now I'm like, now I get paid, so that's good.
I fucking love that.
Is there an earthquake? What's going on right now? Everyone's like,
what happened? You guys good? I'm gonna wrap. I'm gonna wrap up. I had so much fun with you, Steph. I'm gonna plug your pod after.
Great.
After this, I do like a separate segment.
Sure.
Where I plug it.
Thank you.
And I love watching you. I would pay top dollar for that tape bomb. That bomb.
I'm glad that doesn't exist. If it does, you better burn it. Burn it. I'll give you $10 to burn it.
And then I mean this. There's shows in. I'm doing Bulgaria this.
Are you?
I go every summer, but I'm gonna perform this time. There's like 2 comedy clubs. There's one in Sofia and there's one in I think Varna. No. Plovdiv.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go do that, but you have to come.
I
sometime.
gotta go. That's so
like-
insane that you're going more than me. I'm insulted.
Maybe I genuinely think like next year if your June's not booked around or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to be able to just fucking go with.
Oh my god, we'll do a little co-headliner, a little.
Yeah, or just to go see it and hang out, man.
Yeah.
It's just
No, I gotta
fucking
go.
beautiful.
Everybody, I'm like performing. You're like, no, just go see Bulgaria.
Yeah. It is beautiful, but I appreciate you coming on to the pod.
Thanks for having me. It was very
greatly-
fun.
Greatly appreciate everything you do. So
Thank you.
Have you ever had a dream that you had to do so much you could do anything?